All right, welcome to The Stretch. Big weekend of sports between UFC, World Cup, Bulls hire a new coach, Sox are good, Cubs stink. But before we get into the episode, I got to talk to you guys about Noble. This episode is brought to you by Noble. It's Barstool's favorite footwear brand. Noble is a brand known for their best-in-class footwear, and they're everywhere right now. I see it. So I'm walking around the airport. I see them at the gym. I see people just walking around getting a coffee. Wherever I go, people are rocking Noble. I've got them on right now. Eddie's got them on. Dave's got them on. They've got so many great styles and colors for every activity, and they just dropped their newest strength training shoe, the Outwork Flex. It's durable, it's flexible, and it's comfortable right out of the box. Cushion where you want, structure where you need. Get the newest no-nonsense lifting shoe from Noble, the Outwork Flex, now available on their website. I've seen people wearing them. We have the gym downstairs. It's the best for weightlifting. You have the perfect balance, the right amount of cushion. So you have to be checking them out, that Outwork Flex shoe. And this is exclusively now for Stretch listeners. Noble is offering 35% off your first order. Visit Noble Project and use the code STRETCH for 35% off. Again, that's your entire first order. That's www.nobullproject.com and use the code STRETCH, STRETCH, for that 35% off. I can't recommend Noble enough. And now let's get into the show.
All right, welcome to Stretch, everybody. Like I said, kind of a lot to get to, weirdly.
Yeah.
Do you have any particularly passionate spot where to start, though? Because it's almost like nothing is.
I do, but I know
pressing.
you don't want to talk about it.
What's that?
That was the best USA soccer performance of all time.
We can talk about that. I had a great.
No, he doesn't want to talk about it.
Wait, why don't you?
Redhead doesn't want to talk about USA soccer.
He's
hosting the
pissed
World
that
Cup.
Russia got banned from the tournament
Hey,
by FIFA.
June 15th, take it away.
All right.
You want to talk to me about soccer in October? I'll stop you at the front door.
Yeah, but this is the biggest event in the world right now.
Sure.
I think the best thing, if you're just like a guy who doesn't like soccer but knows the World Cup's going on, just being on Twitter, seeing all the fans from everywhere.
That's exactly why I'm getting into it.
Yeah, the fans, the Japanese fans who clean up after themselves in every stadium. You got the Korean guy doing a keg stand with the Mexicans. The Scottish guys, the Tartan Army, like going down the slide, like that famous slide in Boston and playing the bagpipes,
awesome.
doing it. Did you see Fenway Park last night?
They were playing down, what is it? What is that street?
Lansdowne
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
But like I don't know how many Scottish fans were there, but it sounded like a soccer game. Like they just sang basically the entire game, just sang and chanted. And it was like, it's electric, and it's fun to see all these people from all over the place. And then, we're always just kind of also rans in this tournament. We made it because we qualified. And like this whole Pochettino, who's our coach, like his experiment had kind of got off to a slow start in leading up to the World Cup. They had two pretty good tune-up games. They were so dominant, so fluid. They controlled the ball. They killed Paraguay. Paraguay, in their qualification, they had beaten Argentina. They had beaten Brazil. They had beaten Ecuador. Like, it's not like they're not a stud, like, contender type team. But it was like this. I was anticipating it being a scrap. We dominated every single second of that game. And it was... It was like, all right, is America soccer here? And it was fun. You were in the cave. We were singing the national anthem as like United States scored the fourth goal. So if you're not getting into the World Cup, which I feel like you're not, Ed.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, Ed's a stick in the mud. Does that shock you?
When we get to, you hate soccer.
It is the worst sport on earth.
Yeah, so like, how are you going to say that to
I
me?
can get into this kind of shit, though. Like, that was the most fun I've ever had on a stream, like a typical sports stream. Because when Jack McCarthy asked me, it was like Wednesday morning, he texted me, he's like, can you come in for the soccer game, the USA soccer game for a stream? I'm like, I asked him, I'm like, did you text the wrong person? I'm like, yes, but like, I don't know. I couldn't name 5 players. I couldn't name 2 players on the team. I know Pulisic. I know I didn't say his name right, but I know who he is.
Yeah, so excuse me for it being an event that I needed to bring me in, which that win has my attention.
Just get all obnoxious about it. I wore my 4th of July red, white, and blue
Like
Coles
I said,
polo.
I need a reason to get into it. That win.
That's the reason. The United States nationalism, the national pride.
But like when the Olympics come around, I'm watching USA curling. You know, like I'm rooting for America no matter what we're in.
Yeah, but it's more background TV than anything when you're watching that.
The curling?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But like I'm still like I'm rooting for America.
Same, yeah.
And this is obviously this is the biggest global event, sporting event in history.
Yeah.
Because it's here, it's more teams. It's taking over our country. You got the German guy like going on doing
the German bro.
He's on the Chattahoochee and he's like drinking beers down the lazy river. They're amazed by Walmart and Buc-ee's and Waffle House. Yeah. It's just like it's the first time in a while because it's like we live here obviously, and everything just feels like kind of toxic. You know, it's like our food's poison. Everybody hates each other, and then like seeing America. Like heartland America. A lot of Europeans go to like LA and New York or whatever.
Yeah.
But seeing them like being like, holy shit, like a Buc-ee's, like it's just like warm in my heart.
Now,
and then like our team is like looking pretty good. Like I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're looking pretty good. Like we have a chance to go on a decent run.
I think that this being here right now is going to end up being like one of the biggest things for soccer in America ever.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
really
so.
do.
Yeah,
because
and I do think it's because it was here in '94. You guys were obviously too. It's like one of my earlier sports memories was it being here where the guy the Colombian guy got murdered for having an own goal against the United States. Yeah. But it's like and it's one thing like historically when like we've gotten through the group stage and it was like we were an underdog and then you're like battling it out, but it's basically our goalie Tim Howard was just like under siege for 90 minutes. Like we were the better team. I've never seen him play that well. So it was like both like, oh my God, like not only is it fun and it's fun to root for America and the World Cup's great, but like our team's actually sort of okay. That makes it all the more interesting.
Let me put it this way for you, Ed. On Friday night, like I don't know if
I don't like him being the guy to sell anything.
Hold on.
Okay,
just hear me out. It was nice. I'm going to use air quotes with this, rooting for a team where if they would have lost, I wouldn't have actually given a shit. I threw $100 on them. I hit for like 500 on the day. That all made it fun, and all the camaraderie behind it. And you're watching like this is the first time like the internet's been fun in a minute.
Yeah, I would say the internet's fun right now.
The internet's really fun right now.
It might be the most fun the internet's been since 2016.
And I don't like I said, I could not give a flying fuck who wins the World Cup. I don't care if the United States actually loses or wins or anything.
No, if they go on and they're in the semifinals, you're gonna.
I'll get into it, sure, but like I won't lose sleep if the Sox lose to the Yankees that night. I'll be more.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The next game is Friday, right?
Yeah.
And if you win that, you're pretty much guaranteed to make the knockout.
Yeah, if they beat Australia, they're.
Are the Aussies?
They had a huge upset over Turkey because Turkey and the United
had them to win, right?
Yeah, Turkey's got guys that play for like the biggest clubs in Europe. They have like some like young superstars.
They're the favorite in the group, right?
It was. I think if it wasn't here, Turkey would have been like the odds-on favorite. I think USA was like plus 160 and they were plus 170.
Got it.
So. Like they were seen as a coin flip. And then even like, my whole life when the United States has had games on American soil, be it friendlies or Gold Cups or these other competitions, doesn't really matter where we play. The other team has home field advantage on our soil. That was not the case in LA. Like LA, red, white, and blue the whole way through, and it was loud and fun. And then when we had the tune-up here in Chicago against Germany, same thing. We had the B-2 bombers doing the flyover. They put like the red, white, and blue T-shirts on every seat. Like
they're on their way back.
It feels like it feels like I don't know, like the country's kind of waking up and like because it like obviously we've known this has been coming for 6 years, and maybe it's the fact that Chicago wasn't a host site that it. Maybe locally it didn't feel like as big of a story.
It was still a big deal.
Yeah, but
I could feel it, and I was like,
but now it's like it feels like with all the fans coming over and all the clips on social media, it feels like it has kind of captured the consciousness.
You like an excuse to get shit faced?
Oh, for sure. And I don't know where
that's what it is. Think of it like that.
I don't know why I took shrapnel out of the gate. I mean I just wasn't in town. That's why I was at the stream. But I have really enjoyed people being like. Very excited about random American things.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's up my fucking rabbit.
Yeah.
I've told you before, like Turkey was like whatever when I went there because I'm not a big world history guy. Like You could drop me off in any American city, and I could be like, oh yeah, there's the first Hooters or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's just my kind of shit that I'm interested in. But I think, yeah, I mean, they got my attention now because that was a dominating win.
Yeah, so you'll watch Friday against the Australians.
Yeah.
And I think that game's on at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, fuck, I might go to the Cubs game, but
hey, we'll catch you in the next time it's here in 30 years.
But listen, they're going to make the knockout round.
They are.
Yeah, so we got time here.
Johnny come lately.
We got time.
Nah, he can get there.
I think. So yeah, congrats to the team.
Congrats to the USA
Congrats to
team.
America for actually being sweet.
Yeah,
it was sweet again last night.
Yeah,
I think that's what we should naturally transition to on the topic of America.
It's going to also probably propel the 28 Olympics. They're probably just going to be like better.
That's in LA again, right?
It's in LA, yeah. But I'd imagine a lot of people are seeing this and they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go there and then just kind of explore America before we get to LA.
Yeah, maybe. Did you? The only other clip that I think is worth noting. I don't know what fast food place they were at, but they went up to the digital soda vending machine where they just have all the different buttons, and they're just like everything.
Coca-Cola freestyle.
They're on a different planet.
Yeah. Like, how do we even choose? I got 17 different sodas here.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You want to talk about 250 Freedom?
Yeah, UFC 250. It was, or Freedom 250, I should say. It was. I thought I had tempered expectations going into it. I thought it was going to be really gimmicky, really like in America Donald Trump dick suck fest, which that's their prerogative. I was very excited about the card itself, all the theatrics around it. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but Dana White and the UFC absolutely dominated this event. I thought it was fantastic top to bottom. I'd give it an A+, 10 out of 10. Every single fight ended in a finish. So you had nothing but entertainment. Obviously, the headliner for Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria. I had Gaethje to win. I was talking about Gaethje winning all week. People were calling me crazy. I just couldn't get over the size difference between the two, and I thought that Gaethje had the home run power to put his lights out, and he basically did that. Ilia Topuria quit. Great American story, Justin Gaethje. I loved every single second of that card last night. It was the best thing that UFC's done, way better than the Sphere.
Are you going? So this is a very American event. Are you going to give Chief the same shit you gave me because he didn't watch it?
I mean, I was watching the World Cup and the Stanley Cup final.
Well, I'm just asking.
No,
you were doing jack shit. You were drinking beers in Put-in Bay.
No, I was actually at Summer Smash.
Oh, you're at Summer Smash?
I was gonna say, you said you went to Summer Smash, and I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't he in Put-in Bay?
Yeah, I was at Summer Smash, so I missed it, and it's one of those things too where I saw what was going on, and I saw Topuria lost. It was basically like MJ retiring.
Yeah,
I still don't understand what happened. I'm going to go rewatch it.
I mean,
because Topuria to me is one of those guys. Him and Merab are just these two guys where it's like it's inconceivable that they're going to lose, even though they will. Too. Everyone meets exactly. Everyone meets their maker, you know.
In UFC for sure.
Islam, you know. So everyone meets their maker, but
do you even know who knocked out Islam?
Yeah, it was Strickland, right? No,
you're talking Khamzat. Yeah, Khamzat.
Hamzat. Sorry, yeah. Hamzat. Sorry, that's what I was talking about.
Islam lost to some no-name guy in his fourth career UFC fight. Got completely knocked out. That's what happens in the UFC.
It's Hamzat is who I was talking about.
It was just an awesome card. Every single fight. I will say, Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. Time for him to hang it up.
It's been that way for a while.
It's been that way.
And then he'll do that, and then he'll knock someone out. So it's
of course. But Josh Hokett. So 2 months ago, I had never even heard of Josh Hokett. Josh Hokett is now one of the top 5 faces in all of UFC. He absolutely dominated a much bigger Derek Lewis, and he did it in 3 different ways. He was out wrestling him, he was out fighting him, stand up, and then he tried to armbar submit him. I think that he has a shot against Pereira if that's their next fight. It's crazy. Yeah. I think he's got a shot. Am I crazy on that, Lance?
Say it one more time.
Josh Hokett, I think he's got a legit shot against Pereira because that's what they say is going to be probably the next fight for the two of them.
Probably just because he's kind of big, and as we saw last night, Pereira fighting Cyril Gane kind of
beat the shit out
of him,
yeah.
And I don't know if that means Pereira didn't quite necessarily look as violent and aggressive as maybe he has in the past. Also, it's moving up the weight maybe can make a difference. I don't think that's crazy to say. But Pereira,
I would have said it was insanely crazy just 24 hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, he fought Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis is kind of known for just putting entertaining fights and getting his ass beat a little bit, but sometimes kind of swinging
See,
around.
I'm not even talking about what he did to Derek Lewis. I'm talking about how he was like, he's a legit athlete. He was a running back at Fresno State. He was a legit Division
and they said he was on the 49ers practice squad. He looked good. He looked very athletic.
He was quick as fuck.
I don't think that's crazy to
heavyweight.
say that they would fight. I don't know if he necessarily would win, but
wouldn't guarantee
that
that at
matchup would be entertaining.
It'd be entertaining. But yeah, just I know this is not a UFC podcast, so we don't have to like stay on it too long. But it was like after Gaethje won, I was in chills and just like shaking on my couch for like an hour. I had so much adrenaline going through my body.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And
It was
I'm
awesome.
excited to see how it all went down. Obviously, I saw the picture.
Dude,
I saw the
I
post.
rewatched the entire fight this morning.
Did you?
All 22 minutes of it. I watched the entire fight. Dude, he's got cinder block. Both of them have cinder block arms.
Yeah, it sounded awesome. But it sounded.
Just go and watch it again. It's worth it. It's worth it.
I had to go support some friends. So sorry, people are gonna be like, why didn't you fucking watch it? Sorry. Some things are bigger than fucking sports.
Who are you supporting?
Yeah, they really needed your support to get through that.
Why
event.
not? They asked me to go. I said,
Yeah, you should go.
They invited
I'm
me.
not giving
Who
you a hard
invited
time.
you?
The Lyrical Lemonade guys.
Can you give us a
okay.
boots on the
I
ground
thought you meant
report
one
of
of the
Summer
bands.
Smash? Summer Smash is kind of like a big Chicago event, and I don't know if a lot of people, of our audience are in tune with it as much. Like,
Yeah,
how was it? It looked fucking crazy.
I was happy to be there. It was really cool.
Any doo-wop music for you?
No, there was no doo-wop music. I was impressed with the vast landmass that is Toyota, or now it's SeatGeek Stadium.
I still have never once been there.
I've been there.
It is not just the
Weird.
stadium. There's a whole nother stage that's like it must be one of the parking lots. I don't know exactly
Okay.
what it is when it's not a concert venue. Dude, just the amount of people were there. I just wasn't prepared for it. And I knew it was a big thing, and I know Playboy Cardi and Lil Baby and all these guys are huge, but I just was not prepared for how big it was, and the energy that these people were going to bring. Like, I don't know if you saw my story. Everyone's like, dude, that looked like AI.
Yeah, no, I did see that.
It was crazy
Yeah.
how in unison everybody was just going absolutely fucking berserk. Like,
yeah.
it was,
You were just shaking your head the whole.
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like, I literally, it was one of those things where people, might be like, oh, that guy's just like standing there for a while. Is he okay? I was okay. I was just in awe. It was cool. They were having a good time. We were.
Did you do any Molly or anything?
No, I was not. No, I only went for the last act for Playboy Cardi, and I was on like an elevated like perch, and if I was in the crowd, I would have been dead. Probably.
Yeah.
Like
Did you go straight there from the island?
Yes.
So you didn't go home because
No.
going home would mean you'd have to go all the way to north
Oh,
side.
I know.
Come back.
I stopped home to change and put my bags down, but like that's it.
Like you couldn't have dragged me down there if I would have gotten home from a weekend in Put-in Bay
Yeah,
to
I'm
go to a
You have to
concert
su-
like
you have to
that.
support his friends though.
I
on
did,
the
yeah.
Opposite side of the city. Hey, you must be a good friend. You wouldn't have done that for either of us, but I get it.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No.
I think if you put on Summer Smash, and you invited him to a VIP experience for an event like that, Eddie would go.
Yeah, it wouldn't be about supporting his friends. It would be about
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Get the Instagram
yeah,
up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
On
where I'm
Instagram.
at.
Yeah, about the Instagram. I was with a bunch of Bears players. Didn't post anything, but it was about the Instagram. These guys, unbelievable. This type of shrapnel you get on this show. But yeah, it was.
It was a great weekend in Chicago.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we might as well at this point just keep going out of order and talk about the NHL and the NBA playoffs before we get to Chicago sports. Before we do, though, guys, summer's here. If you haven't made the move into a new Chevy yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Chevy Drive Chicago all year round. The Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers have what you want and what you need, whether you're looking for a new truck, a new SUV, new mom or dad ride. Like the all-new Traverse, we have it for you. Head over to your local Chevy dealer and learn more about what your next ride could be today.
Chief, you just made a little purchase this morning. You going to use the old Blazer to pick it up?
Yeah, if it can fit. This is the one thing that might not fit in the Blazer. So RIP to Johnny's Ice House East. Went out of business. I did buy one of the nets, so that is currently in our loading bay here at the office, and I'm going to put it up on my roof deck when I move in August. And I'm also trying to procure the scoreboard. I'm in contract with a general contractor. Just have a giant clock up on
You
my
got
roof.
a lot of truck space in that.
I do. I can fit everything else, but
Yeah.
the 4x6 might be a little bit tight in there. But yeah, no, it's the Chevy. Look, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like you don't even really have to think about it because, the only thing I've had to do to keep this car on the road running right get the oil changed every so often, put a little air in the tires. I had to put air in my tires for the first time since I've had it over 2 years. Like, the thing just is, it is a fucking machine. It just works. Everything is perfect. Can't recommend, the help and service from Chevy Dealer Chicago enough.
Runs like a clock. Head to your local Chevy dealer and learn more about what your next ride could be today. All right. Canes won in 6?
6. Yeah, so they close it out in Vegas.
I'm happy for them, dude. Everyone. I know you don't like the Hurricanes either, or you don't like the way they play.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, they're not like aesthetically pleasing to look at. They got bad uniforms. They're in like, they have diehard fans there, but it's not like a traditional hockey market. Yeah. But they've been knocking on the door for so long. And this was kind of like the perfect storm of a year for them where, the emerging teams in the East are still kind of young, like Buffalo and Montreal. Then you get the Panthers weren't in it this year because they were all beat up. The Lightning are getting long in the tooth, and they took this opportunity, and they had to tweak their team. They kind of went for it last year. If you remember, they made the in-season trade for Rantanen. Rantanen tells them, hey, I'm not re-signing. So they flip him mid-season to Dallas. So they had him on, I don't know how long he was in Carolina, like a fucking month. And then they add Logan Stankoven in that trade. They get Condre Miller from the Rangers in the offseason. And it's just like they just are a machine. And they got Rod the Bod Brindamore, who was the captain when they won the Stanley Cup in 2006. Again, that was the only other time they've won the Cup, and now he's been the head coach there for a long time. And you can just see it. And then like the whole thing where like, what a way for Jordan Staal to bookend his career, because he came in the league with the Penguins, won the Cup with them in 2009. Then he leaves for Carolina to play with his brother. They're always like a pretty good team, but they're always getting bounced in the second round, sometimes a conference final. And it just felt like they were a team that just could, like, over the course of a 7-game series, they just didn't ever have like the elite stars. They had a system that seems like over, on a Wednesday night, it really stymies people, but over the course of a series against better teams, it felt like they were just a hair off of it. So I don't have any like ill will towards them, but they, you got to love Jordan Staal. So if you win it in 2009 and then you're hanging on, he's 39 years old or something like that. He's the captain. He wins the Stanley Cup. He wins the Conn Smythe. Like he just like turned back the clocks in the finals. It was getting all these goals and so it's a great story, and it is still a team without a superstar.
Good for Taylor Hall.
Good for Taylor Hall. I've always really liked Taylor Hall. And they have some cast off type guys. Like I would put Hall in that category where former number 1 pick.
Turned into a journeyman like really quick.
Yeah. He has had like the oddest career.
Yeah.
Number 1 pick, doesn't work in Edmonton fucking at all. They trade him to New Jersey. He wins the MVP. Then he like flames out there, and he's been here, he's been Boston. He's he's kind of, like you said, like a real journeyman type guy, and came to Carolina, bought into the system, became a very important and effective player for them. Jacob Slavin might be the most underrated guy in the league as defenseman. If you guys remember him from the Olympics, like he is like the shutdown defenseman for USA and for Carolina. So it's like for a team that doesn't have a McDavid, a McKinnon, Makar, like they just have a deep, well-coached team, and they finally got it done. So, and I think Torts he said like he's done in Vegas after this playoff run. They felt like they were rolling. He kind of tweaked the lines for Vegas a little bit, and then it did not work. It was like, don't fix it if it's not broken. Carolina storms back in the series. William Karlsson gets hurt. So then now you have to really kind of juggle things around. You just couldn't put the puzzle back together again. And so Torts probably has some tough questions to answer, but he did a great job there for a guy who got hired with 8 games to go in the year to get them all the way, 2 games away from the Stanley Cup championship. So, yeah, but, that's the end of the hockey season. I'm glad the hockey season is over. I'm ready to turn the clock onto, like, Blackhawk stuff. We got the draft is, 10 days away, something like that. Next Friday. And then, next Friday, and then free agency is July 1. Kyle Davidson's out there saying, like, I definitely have an appetite to make a big move. I think they're going to wait to see how the draft falls. But if Stenberg's there at 4, I think they take him. If all 3 of the forwards are gone, I think that they'll try to move it for a big piece. So that's kind of where I think they are right now.
And we could get into a little more next
They
week.
can.
yeah.
Looks like they got options though.
Yeah.
Sounds. Like
I hope so.
My last note on that, it is cool when you're living in the moment and you realize the gravity of how much of a legend someone is. Like Rod Brindamore is that will be like his name will be on the ice.
Oh, it should
You know
be.
what I mean? Like,
yeah, like he's
like the fact that
he is that franchise.
He is.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's kind of cool to see that, where
Yeah.
you just like Woody Hayes is,
And,
Bear
like,
Bryant is Alabama football.
Yeah.
He is Carolina hockey.
And I'm trying to think, because before he got to Carolina, had bounced around quite a bit. So he got to Carolina in 2000, and he got there in 1999. Okay. So I think that franchise had existed for one season before he got there. And then he obviously finished out his career all the way. He played 10 years in Carolina. It feels like he's been the coach for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
So like you said, like he is a legend, an icon, and like who knows? That's like one of those things where it's like they took a chance with Raleigh as a market. There's no other pro sports teams there, Big Four sports teams there, and they plant their flag. And it's like one of those things. Well, if Rod Brindamore doesn't go there, like what is the state of that franchise?
It might not even exist. Yeah,
because he was the
It might be
captain.
the
when
Thrashers. Yeah.
for real,
Yeah.
honestly.
Mhm.
Because he was such an important player and coach that they should name the building and build I'm sure he'll get a statue there now.
He has to. I mean,
Yeah.
the stat, I don't know. This is what Biz was telling us 2 weeks ago. So this obviously the number is outdated, but he was involved in 98 out of the 100 playoff wins or games that they have.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
For one guy in the franchise history. So credits. And then speaking of which, becoming a legend, I mean, Jalen Brunson is.
Local
Yeah.
play.
That's forever.
Yeah.
Now, how much did you guys watch of that? Because that series was fucking amazing. I was just rooting for the Spurs there at the end because I didn't want the series to end.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brindamore took over as a coach in 2018, so he's been there 8 years. Yeah, I watched more NBA finals than probably most years like that. When, like, I watched, was it last Saturday? Was game 2,
Mm-hmm.
and like the whole series was, like I get sick of the NBA because there's always a ton of blowouts. That comeback where they're down 29 points in the second half and they just couldn't miss, and the Spurs just being young and pissing down their leg a little bit. And you know what I do? How do you not love Jalen Brunson?
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's truly impossible. So
Yeah.
I saw that too. There was a lot of people because I tweeted like Chicago high school hoops legends. There were so many people like getting mad about him being from Lincolnshire and playing for Stevenson.
Yeah. Why would they get
Because
mad
it's
about
not
that?
Chicago.
But yeah, you're a loser. Like he beat a lot of Chicago teams.
Yeah.
Like
Is Evan Turner not from Chicago?
Like, you have
Is
to-
Frank Kaminsky not like what?
he got by like the Whitney Youngs and the Simeon. Like,
Yeah.
he won a title. Like that's
Right.
that's the point. He
Yes.
beat a lot of Chicago powerhouses, CPS schools.
Yeah.
I wonder how many guys, and it's probably more than we know, but win at every fucking level. Because what does he need now for his trophy cabinet? A gold medal?
Yeah, for real.
Does he not have one?
I don't think he was on the last team.
He might have been.
I don't think he was on it.
No, was he not?
I'm looking.
It would
up.
make sense
No,
if he
he has
wasn't.
not yet played
Yeah.
in the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean 2028.
Yeah.
He'll be on the team. He needs. Yeah, he won that. He won
High school, college.
and a pro.
Yeah.
I mean, just an unbelievable story. Second rounder. Like
Yeah.
I just sit there and I just watch him and I get so fucking jealous that he's not on the Bulls.
Even
Because-
like he's not like some crazy explosive like freak physically either.
He's just a dog.
Yeah.
He's an absolute dog. So I was happy for Cat. Like I don't know how much closer you guys have followed his career, but I had a friend tell me that he heard from another guy who was in the league and be like, he is the most terrific loser I've ever played with in my life, and that was from an NBA veteran.
Wait, say that again?
He's a terrific loser was the word he said. Like he was one of those guys where he was extremely talented. He always put up good stats, but he just wasn't a winner. His teams always, and this was before they got Ant and
Yeah.
they made these playoff runs. So this was like earlier before like Cat, like I'm talking earlier.
Yeah, like an empty stats.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Best
like, he
player
was,
on bad team.
yes,
Yeah.
he was kind of okay with it. Like would like to get back into games to like get the double doubles and shit.
Yeah.
But what a transformation, because I thought that guy was dead and gone. Like, he was the most frustrating player ever.
Dude, the step back three he hit during the comeback was like, it was insane. I did Wub on Friday, and Calipari was on.
That's awesome.
And it's just like you're looking up Cat's college stats. Guess how many threes he attempted in college?
I saw this clip, but Dave could guess.
3.
8.
8.
8 threes. And Cal, we were like, why didn't you let this guy shoot? Because he's a good outside shooter. He's Big Ben. He goes, he was doing a lot of that in high school. And he's like, I told him, like, you're not going to do that for me. Like, we're going to teach how to be like the best rebounder. We're going to teach how to have a post game and like kind of transform him. He's like, I can make you the number 1 pick, but you have to buy in. And it clearly has worked. And then like the whole Nova thing is cool too.
Yeah, it's all. Sorry, the correct quote was the veteran said, "The most talented loser I've ever played with."
That's
quite the quote. It's quite the indictment. But now it's like,
he just learned how to be a winner.
Yeah,
and that's not me shitting on. I'm super happy for the guy.
Yeah,
it's rare where you see a guy who you just are so. You have such conviction that like he's who he is and like he's never going to change. And then he turns into a fucking awesome player.
And I think that like culture does matter. And we have the Nova guys, and it's like Cat doesn't have to be the man. He doesn't have to be the alpha leader, all that. He can just focus on contributing on the floor, and then that'll be enough. He doesn't need any other responsibilities because Brunson and Hart and all these guys, they got it.
OG is the man.
OG, and that's like the other thing too, especially when you look about like this Bulls rebuild that they're embarking on. Let's not turn our nose up at guys that have been in college for 2 or 3 years, because the Knicks have a lot of guys that just know how to play, and they're dogs, and they're disciplined. They don't beat themselves, and they were guys who were well coached in the college level for 2 or 3 years. So it's like not everything has to be like what his upside could be. Like, let's get some guys who can actually play now and contribute. Maybe they're not going to be all-stars, but they can fill out our starting 5 around, like as complementary players and not make us lose.
Yeah, Leon Rose did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Making that roster. The only guy that they drafted was Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That is crazy.
So, congrats. It's weird because I don't know. I've always been conditioned to hate the Knicks.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like that was like the Jordan Bulls, and that was such a fierce rivalry with Starks and all that, and you would see like that the VHS or the old highlights of how intense that rivalry was, because they were trying to be like the bad boy Pistons, like a dirtier physical team, and then the Bulls have been basically horrible for 25 years, with the exception of a few really nice years with Derrick Rose. And the Knicks were a fucking laughingstock for decades. That it was like, because they made the finals in the lockout year is 99.
Yeah. And
they lost to the Spurs. How many times did they make the playoffs with Melo? Like a couple?
A handful, yeah.
Without any like deep runs. So if we had like a Melo versus Rose and Jimmy Butler kind of series at some point in that era, I'm sure it would have dialed back up. But like, I don't really have, and I don't have like a disdain for the Knicks, and I do think having Brunson there, because we can claim him.
Yeah, people are saying we can't. A lot of people are
can.
like, he says he's from New Jersey. Like, I don't know. Like,
he played for. He's
a
Stevenson Patriot.
Yeah, he moved to. I think he moved to Lincolnshire.
His dad was an NBA scout forever, right? Is that what it was?
His dad played in the league too.
Played for the Bulls.
Yeah.
I think he moved here when he was in like 6th grade or something.
So he probably bounced around because of like that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. But regardless, I'm very happy for Brunson, Cat, OG. Like, very
happy for
team.
Stephen Shea.
Yeah, I like Steven.
Yeah.
And like he's
but you don't want to seem happy.
Steven's a guy I don't mind. And it's also like
he cares a lot. Too.
Yeah. And it's not like it's at our expense.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we're so dead and gone. The Chicago Bulls are so dead and gone at this moment. And we could get into this now. We hired Tiago Splitter. Thoughts, Dave?
Awesome hiring.
The Bulls have had one head coach that's taller than Tiago Splitter. Tiago Splitter 6'11".
Bill Cartwright.
When did he get into the league?
Tiago Splitter?
Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah,
right?
late 2000s.
Yeah, so he was just the interim for the Blazers. People said he did a good job there. Like,
he did, because Chauncey Billups coached one game because of the gambling saga.
Right.
So he had to come in, and they weren't really expected to do much
Yeah.
this year. They made the playoffs.
Yep.
They won the play-in game, so they got to play in the first round. And he did a nice job filling in. Granted, they have like a guy who you know this Denny Avila.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's Israeli, right?
yes, he's Israeli.
Yeah.
He's sensational.
Yeah.
Like they have a legit guy who
Yeah.
is like a star.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's always nice to have a guy who could
Something to fall back on.
consistently drop
Yeah.
25, 30 a night. So that's nice. I don't know. When you look at the picture of him, I do get a little concerned, and that's just being like a dumb brain thing.
No,
It just
no.
look-
That's a real concern.
just-
I have the same
He
concerns
just
you do.
looks like a guy who like in year 2 you'll be like, yeah, why do we hire this guy?
He looks like a Euro douche. Even
And
though he's
that's with
Brazilian.
like, and that's just.
I think he's Brazilian, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that jokingly, but
Yeah.
there is something.
No, if you got a dumb face, then you can't coach basketball or any other sport. That is the truth. I don't know if he's got necessarily a dumb face. I just don't know if he has a basketball face.
Yeah, but regardless, outside of that, I don't know what much anyone else could say about the hire besides that he did a nice job filling in a shitty situation. So
He was 42 and 39.
he is our guy. I support him.
I do like how, I mean, I don't know a fucking thing about basketball. I do think there is something to be said of that. He was a former player and not just like a dink like, I don't know, the fucking thumbhead guy. What was his fucking name? The
Jim
Bulls
Boylan?
coach?
Jim
Boylan, yeah, Jim Boylan.
Besides that, Dave, you want to get in? Do you want to talk some White Sox?
I would love to talk some White Sox and Cubs at Chicago baseball. I have reached the point of my season where I'm not even checking box scores for the Cubs and really giving a shit. The trolling phase is past. I am completely all in on this White Sox team. They are legitimately one of the best teams in baseball. That's not me like getting over my skis or anything. That lineup is absolutely one of the best lineups in baseball. You could argue it that once fully healthy, when Teal and Murakami come back in a few weeks, that it might be the best lineup in baseball. Obviously, that doesn't make a complete team. You need to pitch and play defense, but
You don't think that's premature to call this? I mean,
the American League is horrifically bad.
Yeah, you said
It's
in base.
horrifically
You said
bad.
in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, they're, I would say,
I know
the
they
second
just-
best team in the AL behind New York. And then obviously there are a handful of teams. They're a top 7-8 team in baseball.
Yeah, I just think it's tough when you've been a dumpster fire forever to be like after on June 16th be like this is one of the best teams in baseball.
is
like
tough.
they have to. There
don't-
needs to be a larger sample
there's-
size. They're great. They're
there's-
fun to watch. They're very good.
I understand the sample size is just a little less than half season so far, about a half season. Nothing. Obviously, injuries can play a big part, but nothing offensively that they're doing right now. It's not just a smoke and mirrors.
I'm not saying it's a fluke.
So if you're not saying it's a fluke, then you think that the offense is going to stay about what it is for the duration of the season, especially once it's fully healthy.
But I think there's also like a lot of these guys are going through the grind of 162 and being in first place and all this. And now you have like the weight of expectations. Like there is something to that when you're in a pennant race that you start squeezing the bat a little bit, where it doesn't come as easy as it did.
Yeah,
in May
you're
and
white
June.
knuckling a little
right?
bit,
Yeah,
a little
so like,
nervous.
that's what I mean. Where it's like
I fully agree with you.
Okay.
However, this White Sox team is different. They do not give a flying fuck who they play. I thought this. Well,
It certainly does seem like that after this.
We all thought this week was going to be. Not thought. We knew it was going to be the biggest measuring stick of the entire season. This stretch of 12 games versus Philly, Atlanta, Dodgers, and then they got the Yankees this week. Everybody knew that was going to be the actual litmus test on how good of a team this actually is. They beat the shit out of the Dodgers twice. Mm-hmm. They beat the shit out of the Braves once, squeaked by a 2-1 win against them in the other game. Third game got rained out. They do not care who they play. They do not care where they play them. They do not care when they play. They just go up there and they say, we're going to drop dick on the baseball and we're going to fucking beat you. And it's awesome to see. Cole Montgomery had a great quote. He's like, yeah, this isn't fake. Like, this is very real. We know it's real. Finally, people are starting to see that it's real. But the vibes are awesome. Mike Vassell, he was in here last year. He had another great quote. I saw it. This was with, it wasn't the Sports Bums. It was with somebody, one of the White Sox podcasts. But the day that Randall Grichuk got signed by the White Sox, he's, moving all his shit into the clubhouse. he looks over at Vassell and goes, man, this clubhouse is different. He's like, oh, dude, you're about to have the time of your fucking life. Like, Randall Grichuk's been around the league forever. And within a half day of being in the Sox clubhouse, he knew it was a different clubhouse. These guys have great juju. They have great vibes. They're good baseball players. And they finally, like, I want to say, I think that if you ask all the players, they would kind of disagree with this. But to me, there was like a little, there was a clicking point sometime in like late April where it was palpable, the confidence that they had from at bat to at bat, from game to game, and you could like kind of grab it out of the air. Like it was like just a smoke that clouded them that was thick and voluminous. It was, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And I'll tell you where it was like this team as a neutral, this team has a little bit of magic. Was Brady Montgomery. You know, that play, that walk off against the Braves, down a run. That was just like, who the fuck? You know, I've heard the name because of you.
He was a first round pick.
Yeah, like I know, like you
Top
knew
two,
he was coming, and it's like, oh, they actually called him up, and then it's like
first game.
Yeah,
that which was kind of weird to me. That was only the fifth time in the history of baseball that's happened. You would have think just by sheer volume
numbers,
of games that it would have happened more, but that's the kind of thing. Like,
has he been sent back down here?
No, he's up for good.
He's up for good.
He's the right fielder.
Okay,
yeah, and he's playing good. They. Like that kind of like weird magic is where you really start to believe like, holy shit, they got something here, you know? Like I'm not saying like long term for that, but for this specific season right here, all breaks are starting to kind of go their way.
I do
even
believe
with
in that. Yeah.
like,
However, agreed. The kids have shown that they're fucking.
They're a cocky group of like, fuck you, come and try to beat us.
However,
kids.
you know what's coming. There will be an adversity point at some time.
Yeah, there's going to be a 5-game skid, I'm sure.
And how are they going to respond to that? The first time these guys don't have success.
Yeah.
You know? That will happen, and then we're going to really see like how excited you could get.
The other thing that's looming, when's the deadline? 6 weeks?
The 30 or it's August 1st now, I think. Yeah, so
about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Are you buying a pitcher?
Yeah.
They're gonna. Do you think they'll be in the market for a big name pitcher?
Not like a Garrett Cole type pitcher. I'm not saying Garrett Cole like a type like him. No, not like anything like that. They don't.
Hell's gonna freeze over. Jerry's gonna sign off on Scooble. There's gonna be an in-division trade.
Well, that's what I mean.
Well,
it's like Davis Martin has been fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been like borderline Cy Young. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like beyond that.
Burke's been okay. Beyond that, they've had to scrap together. Schultz is coming back. I do think that he will be fine. They're good enough. They're not good enough, but they're hanging in there right now as it is. The thing is, like, they have so much minor league depth in the middle infield. These guys don't have room. So if they wanted to trade from a glut of minor league infield depth, it's there to do it. But I don't think you'd have to touch one of the top 3 or 4 guys to get like a decent enough. Not like I don't like a Jose Quintana.
Can you get like a number 2?
I don't think they want or need a number 2 for right now. I think they need like someone who can give you like 4 ERA and give you 6 innings every start. Someone who's going to throw strikes, keep you in the ball game, and let the offense go and rake.
All right.
So that's what I would target someone on an expire or like someone from the Mets or the Houston. Like I would go big in that regard. The White Sox are not going to. LA Angels another one.
Yeah.
Maybe the Marlins, but no, they're like they have so many options that I don't think they can make a wrong one. The only option that they could take is if they held completely pat. I would be absolutely outraged. Chris Getz, and I think he knows this. He owes it to these 26, we'll call it 30 guys that have contributed to the major league product this year that have led to a first place record on June 15th. He owes it to them to at least give them a little help in both the bullpen and the starting rotation. And I think he's going to do that. We'll see how that comes to fruition, but I would be very shocked. There's the other thing that you can both buy and sell from this roster. There's a bunch of older guys that they sign, like Randall Grichuk types or Austin Hayes or whoever, that you might be able to get a reliever or 2 for, you know?
It's getting interesting because, we always talk about it, like no excuse not to go for it. with the way the American League looks.
That's what I'm saying.
Really,
it is
no excuse not to go for it.
horrible.
Yeah, granted, like if the White Sox got to go to the Yankee Stadium in the ALCS, like
That's a
I'd say
unbelievable win from Banana Bread, boy. Like that's
100%,
yeah.
100%. And it's going to be quite a lofty expectation for the White Sox to pull that out. But still, if you just got to get to the dance, and it's not. You've entered the realm of like that. It's possible.
I don't think any team in the American League wants to play the White Sox in a playoff series because of that offense. It's relentless. They don't swing at balls. When you throw them a strike, they're piecing it out of the park. You got the blend of scrappy guys that can just, dink and dunk and blend and bunt and flip and flap like down the lines and shit. Then you got the guys that are like Braden Montgomery, who's kind of a blend of both, who more line drive, gap to gap hitter, but has power, has a little speed. Then you got the big boppers like Montgomery, Murakami. It's such a nice
you might
blend.
have when Murakami comes back, like you might have 3 guys with 30+ home runs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, on the flip side, the Cubs won a series.
I got one
Great.
more question.
Okay.
Is Getz getting enough credit? Because I feel like he's not talked about it.
No,
he tore that down. He talked to us about we got to get the culture right, and they didn't make any moves really where you're like, oh, like this is like it's Davis Martins, and like it's these.
Chris Getz deserves all the credit, and I'll say Chris Getz's entire staff.
Sure.
That goes on to Ryan Fuller, their like player development guy, the hitting guy. Top to bottom, everything looks good right now. Yeah. Obviously, the final piece is adding around the margins with free agents and that's up to Jerry. But as it sits right now, everything's looking great. And Chris Getz, if Chris Getz were hired from like the San Diego Pie, I'm just throwing a team out there, I would have had no problem with it. It was what led to him being hired that I could not stand it. And I think like if he were sitting here right now, he would understand that, from our perspective, from a White Sox,
felt like another internal
right. Yeah. But credit to him, man. He turned it around in 2 years. I obviously didn't think it was going to happen. I don't think there's a single White Sox fan on earth who sincerely would have predicted a 500 or better record. Obviously, there's still a whole second half to go, but it's incredible. That stadium is on fire right now, too. I was there both times. I was there 2 Thursdays ago. It was a day game getaway day, and there's 25,000 people there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's rejuvenated.
I'm excited. I mean,
it's
awesome.
nice to see. It's honestly because it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's they've been bad for so long that it's nice to have like relevant White Sox stuff for the first time since
they're fucking more enjoyable to watch than the Cubs right now.
1,000%.
I'm not even saying this because I'm the White Sox fan, but if I were Tommy Smokes and watching Baseball Tonight or whatever I'm watching, the national media is like, dude, this is the most fun team to watch because you see Sam Antonacci do these deep tags or take an extra base. Like they do that kind of shit that adds to the entertainment value of their product. And
they got juice, and that's the thing the Cubs don't have.
It's polar opposite.
Yeah.
They are lifeless.
Yeah.
Aside from one player.
Pete.
Aside from Pete. PCA he's trying to be Mike Allstott and carry them to the goal line right now.
Yeah, I mean he's what's it been now? Over a month, right? Like
they were 7-22 at one point over a 29 game stretch, and that was a few days ago. So those numbers are also outdated, but it was a bad month of baseball.
But for him specifically, he's been unbelievable.
Oh no, he's been the best player in baseball for the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Cubs, I mean, I'm not going to throw a fucking parade for beating the Giants in a series.
No.
Especially after you lose to the fucking Colorado Rockies.
Yep.
I don't know. It's beyond frustrating. I don't know what else there's to say at this point besides that the whole team has been a colossal disappointment.
Yep.
And
I would say
baseball's not so fun on the north side.
I would say you got until July 1st and until to really turn it around and start looking like a World Series caliber-ish team before Jed has to just jettison a bunch of these.
But like, who do they even really have to jettison?
Yeah.
Like they're locked.
Bregman,
they're locked into Bregman. They're locked.
Horner's been bad. No one's touching him right now.
And he just signed an extension.
Right.
No one's going to take Swanson. I don't know what Bush's deal is. Maybe. I don't know how many years he's got left. But the only pitcher that they have maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the only other like Ben Brown's been great, but you're probably not dealing him.
No. Boyd's gonna come back. I mean, I hate that we're even talking about this.
So the White Sox need pitchers. I would take Tyon to go eat innings for him in the back half of the.
You can have him.
I'll take him.
Give me one of your middle infield gluttony guys that you're
Well,
talking
that
about.
wouldn't tell you. He wouldn't even come close to one of those guys.
Yeah, no,
That
I
would
mean,
be reserved for like a Tarek Skubal type.
Okay, you would definitely take Tyon. Tyon's
I was. That's how funny of a like juxtaposition it's been this summer. I am looking at the Cubs roster to see what the White Sox can take from them to get better and make the playoffs and stuff.
yeah,
Who would have thought that 3-4 months ago?
it's crazy.
Brown stud though. He's good.
Frustrating. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brown is good.
Ben Brown's been
Brown's
great.
really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always had nasty
Sub
stuff.
1
but
whip,
yeah,
sub 2 ERA. He's filthy.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say
really
about this team at
kickstart
this
your.
point.
no, I mean they're just like. I'm not even like infuriated. I'm just like fuck you guys. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like you kind of want to like.
Get that feeling
Yeah,
I got to that point when we lost the series of Colorado.
yeah.
That's the point I got.
where you're just disgusted with.
I was a little earlier than that because it's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch the World Cup. Like I don't. I'd rather watch fucking Cape Verde against Spain than watch the Chicago Cubs because they're just like. It's like, they look like they don't care. You know, like they just don't have any guts, and it just feels like they are what they are. They're probably gonna finish like 81-81. And be a colossal disappointment. The Brewers will win the division again. And they're not going to, like, there's no, I said this analogy, this phrase, like, they just don't have any levers to pull. Like, they're kind of locked into this group. I think they missed their window last year by not getting Bregman last year. They're stuck with Craig, apparently. I don't think, if they didn't fire him earlier in the year, I can't imagine.
They're not eating $27 million or whatever.
That too. And it's just like it feels like everybody on the north side is just running out the clock on the year. Like they'll show up, they'll play, but it's just, there's nothing to be excited about.
Yeah. All right, then. Anything else that we did not get to?
No.
Okay.
We'll check back in next Monday after the Sox play the New York Yankees on the road. Are we going that?
I mean, maybe. We got to see what happens.
Maybe we can do a day trip.
Yeah, we got to see what happens. It also makes it tough because the next parade is Thursday.
I
guys
was
doing
talking
out there?
a couple Sox
What?
fans.
You guys are going to New York?
We were talking about going to White Sox Yankees.
Just for that.
Yeah, I wanted to
Fuck around with
I just miss
Marty Mush and
him and like
Mush.
those guys going at
Yeah.
it. So that would have been the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had a few
Well,
Sox fans at the game yesterday saying that they were worried about because they were going to New York for the series and they're like, "Fuck the Knicks parade." So I understand
rough.
that it's gonna be a
shit show.
Millions of people
Yeah.
on those streets.
but it might be if they didn't buy tickets, yeah, you might get cheap tickets.
I
It is
don't.
a night game though, so who knows? Maybe people will just roll over the parade right into the Yankee game.
I would imagine they would be pretty cheap anyways.
All right, then. That's a stretch. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. See you then.